Okay, we're live. We're live on probably both platforms here. Definitely YouTube and very shortly the Usbf Twitch channel. So welcome everybody. If you're watching, and if no one's watching, well, we'll welcome you later. But take a look at the score we're looking at. This is the USA 2 finals. I have Adam Parrish here with Michael Berkowitz, and we have Rosenthal up by, at this point, what is that, 69 guys? Is that
Yeah.
44 and 25? And it was kind of a touch and go match yesterday, except for that third set right there, 71 to 31. Pretty close up until that point, and then a small win for Wolfson in the last set yesterday, and then win by 13, win by 30 in this set to build that lead, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosenthal had a big win over Nickel in the previous round, and they seem in good form.
All the wins are big.
Yeah, especially at this stage of the tournament. Let's hop into some action, guys. We are sitting with Zia and Mike Camel sitting in the north-south chairs with Michael Rosenberg west and Zach Grossack east. Opposite this table, we have Eldad Ginosar and Chris Wilenkin in the north-south chairs at the other table. And we have Berkowitz and Mexstroth in the west and east
Wait,
chairs.
where am I supposed to be?
That doesn't sound right? Those are teammates, correct?
I suppose. Yeah, no, you have it right.
He was making a joke because it's actually his sister Dana who's playing, not him.
Well, it's so weird. It's so weird to see. I usually put Wilenkin with your dad as well, Michael. It's weird. Rosenthal Wolfson's a weird one. So
Yeah. This is a lot of people who have played with each other, played against each other, played on the same team. Uh, so here we see Zia and Michael Rosenberg, who had a long-term partnership, are sitting at the same table. Uh, Chris Wilenkin and my father are related in that Chris is married to my sister. So lots of close ties here. Eldad just had a great tournament playing on the Wolfson team with my father, and they made the finals of the Vanderbilt. So like lots of
yeah.
history between these two teams, and of course I'm rooting for everyone. So I'm happy one way or the other.
Yeah, until you can't root, until you have to root for one, you root for everybody. That's right. Hey, John. Hey, Babs. What's up in those chats? Say hi if you're out there. Ask questions, make comments, praise, and
Michael, if you have to choose between your dad and your brother-in-law,
your dad, 100%.
who are you going with?
Just don't put him on. Don't make him ask that. Don't put him to that Sophie's Choice question, Adam. Just stop.
I absolutely do not have
This
to
is a
choose.
friendly. This is a safe space right here. It's a
I
sanctuary
was trying to
broadcast.
figure out yesterday by figuring out how many of the people on each team were invited to my wedding, and I think the Rosenthal team is up 3-2, but it was close.
Did you make the invite list for that wedding, Adam?
No, I did not.
I
never get
did.
invited to any of these big.
I got invited to one of the bridge weddings of last century. Was that long ago? Was it 25 years ago, Michael? I can't remember.
How long I've been married?
I'm just kidding. Of course, I know how long you've been married.
Anyway, so we can get off of the personal connection and start talking about the bridge here.
Yeah, exactly. We're in 3-0 Trump, and it's a spade to the king. Dream for Zach, but no entries to that side of the table, eh?
Yeah, very normal. Put in the 10 of spades here. That's a 2-1 play, right? Because the jack has to be up with the ace as opposed to both the ace and the king. Does Declare have enough tricks? Let's see. Declare
Gotta go searching for some club tricks, and they're not going to be there.
There's 4 diamonds and 2 hearts. Is 6 and a spade.
7.
Is 7, but the
club position is friendly. 10-9 Doubleton, right?
Well, the heart position is going to be the thing that's really friendly.
In fact, the whole hand.
Right. Well, also the fact that whatever tricks he's losing are to West, who doesn't have the spades.
Yeah.
That's what we call transportation, folks. All these spades here, as good as they may, in fact, at some point be. Well, interesting. 6 of heart switch here.
Well, now he's safe to duck it. Had they just knocked it. This is one of those things that, I mean, obviously Michael has a vision of his defense, and this isn't the exact situation, but a lot of the time when you're like the East hand here and you know that you don't have transportation, people will win the ace of spades, had Michael continued spades, win the ace of spades and then switch because they know they're not in. They can't get back in. But I hate that play because I think it just gives up way too much information about the hand. You're just saying, hey, I don't have another entry. Like everyone can play the hand face up.
Unfortunately, on that line, it would be obvious no matter what he did because Rosenberg would show out on the third round of spades. So
No. But as opposed to having like the ace of clubs,
gotcha. Yeah.
you would know that he doesn't have an entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta feign like you have
Like
something, you have an entry, and scare them, right? You make a signal like, "Hey, I have the ace of clubs."
Exactly.
Make them think.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Zia will get spooked too much on this hand, especially after this is running out this way for him. He
Right
has
here,
9
Michael
rippers now.
functionally did the same thing because Michael was looking at his 12-point hand and sort of figures that his partner has the ace of spades on the trick one play, right? So he knows his partner doesn't have anything. And so he was trying to find his partner with like the 10 of hearts, hoping that that was the chance of getting the extra tricks. But I think that by doing so, he gave away the game to Zia.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, Zia didn't have a lot of choice.
Well, this
Well, it was also very safe to play low to the 9, right?
Right.
Had they continued spades and then switched, or continued spade with a diamond pitch, things get a little bit more
going to
interesting.
be a interesting board for the next table. They're on only board 31 at this point, so we're sitting at the table that is playing with a little more pace.
Okay. We like pace.
Mextroth is a very slow player.
Adam is the one person that is usually in the chat that rails against the slow players the most. Michael, if you're not aware of this.
Didn't know that. Zach
Not a fan of slow play.
There will be a little swing on the first board. They played consecutive 3-no's at the table we're watching. First one was down 2. The other table is just playing a 3-heart partial on that board, and then we'll see what they do on the next 3-no. Interesting what hand Zach is looking at here.
Yeah, so in second seat, he had the choice of, obviously one spade. He does have 11 high card points and a lot of spades.
And they're white.
Might have also chosen a 4-spade opening, just because it feels kind of like, where are you going?
Yeah, it's white. Don't you think that he doesn't necessarily want to sell it like in that range with those colors? Maybe red. He would bid 4 spades. He's going to bid 4 spades now, you would guess, right?
That would be my guess.
Should we see maybe Zia wants to check in here?
How does 6 do? Six spades. Well, aside from being off 2 aces, is
Just 3. Interesting.
I'm surprised. Oh, I guess Michael was gonna make a limit raise. So he bid 1 no trump, intending to make a 3-card limit raise later. Over this auction, he's gonna be pretty excited to go to 10. He's probably gonna give a 4 club on the way.
Nah, just 4 spades for him now. Interesting. That's pretty classic, though, folks, as Michael's pointing out. West player here, hand is too good for 2 spades, and they don't have a 4-card raise, so they don't have whatever that would be for this, so they bid a no trump first, and then they intend to bid 3 spades next, or whatever their equivalent is there. All right, is he going to shake a diamond right away on clubs? Kind of has to now.
Seems like it.
You can afford to lose 3 tricks, but why would you choose to?
This is pretty safe, and even if they rough the third round,
trading tricks,
it was a diamond loser anyway. So
you just need 2 rounds to survive for this to be.
Yep. Exactly. Whatever pitch he wants there, actually.
Yeah.
Now you can try a heart and see if you can. And the spots are funny enough that his 6 and jack. He has so many spades.
He just claimed 11. Okay.
Yeah.
No wonder this table's ahead. So just a quick look at the scoreboard, folks. Here it is. 234 to 156. It was out to a quick start for Wolfson, as they've done in the last few rounds. And then Rosenthal said, not so fast with that third set there, 71 to 31. And then a very close last set. And then it's been all Rosenthal all day, including this set so far. As I might have intimated prior, there were imps added to the ledger for the Rosenthal team. They gained 9 on the first hand there. 3 no trump opposite a normal 3 hard part score.
Yeah, Team Wolfson needs to catch up for the last set to be exciting.
I was just gonna say, boys, this is that for all the marbles type set for the Wolfson team, right? They really have to make some inroads on this lead. Certainly gain, right? They can't just stay status quo or lose for sure.
Yeah, I'd say they need to be up 20 or 30 on this set to make it exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not trying to win it all back, so they're not going total crazy, but they should be, that they need good things to happen.
So Zach's 1 no trump here is a transfer to clubs. Most experts over a major double play transfers starting with 1 no trump.
Yeah. Camel's gonna bid at least 2 hearts here. What are you bidding with the south hand? Your partner's made a takeout double of spades. It's sort of an interesting problem because your high cards are wasted in spades.
Yeah. They're not the high cards you want, but you do have 6 hearts.
But you have 6 hearts. So
But you are also red against white as a passed hand. Like, I feel like 2 is enough. He alerted 3. It looks like.
Yeah.
I wonder if they play it as weak or something.
I think any enthusiasm was going to get Zia to push it.
Yeah.
And the ace of spades turns out to be in a good spot.
Well, if you guess it right.
Everything is onside, so he might guess spades wrong and still wind up making it because the king of diamonds is onside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I would guess slightly club rough, heart to the ace.
Right. It's one of the nice things about Zia's hand positionally is, with the ace jack 10, ace queen jack behind the opening bidder, very likely that any finesses that we need are going to be on. Right? And we see that with the king of diamonds and the king of hearts.
Yeah, everything here looks like it'll work. So let's see. I mean, again, I'm going to go ahead and predict. I'm going to predict they take all the tricks.
Well, you think they're going to take every single trick?
Yeah.
And they might lead the ace of hearts.
They're not gonna.
Oh, sorry, the other hand's on late.
5 diamonds, 6 hearts, and the ace of clubs. Sorry, that's only 12 tricks.
Yeah, it looks like they can take one. I'm not one of the trials participants, but I think the defense can take one.
They're gonna lose one. They're gonna lose.
I will put money on not 13 tricks.
Yeah, 12 tricks seems right though. It looks like
sounds like a safe bet.
Yes.
Queen of club lead, club, heart.
Gentlemen, you appear to be steering this towards gambling pretty early in the broadcast, so I'm expecting to get a little spicy down here towards the end if it gets a little out of hand.
Let's see if I can. Let's see if I called the entire flag.
There's Queen of Clubs. Yeah, you did call.
Well, he does have to. He doesn't know about the singleton King of Hearts, so like.
But just
I guess he can just play ace and ruff a heart, ace of clubs, ruff a club.
That's what Michael is suggesting. He might play ace of clubs, spade, I suppose, but.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to do that.
I think given that the King of Diamonds rates to be onside just because of the opening bit.
Yeah, there it is. There's the ruff a club.
Yeah. So in the other room on that 3-no trump, Mextroth doubled 3-no trump with the ace jack 6 of spades.
Oh, and they're playing 3-no trump right now.
Yeah.
That they made in this room.
They made in this room.
Correct. I tell you what, let's
That's more interesting
There
than
he
this.
discovered this heart position, so we can see this is going to kind of go the way we expected. He's going to draw trump. He's going to have to find a way back to his hand, which is not easy from this point. He has to guess spades.
Well, he has another club rough.
There's another
back
club
to his
Oh,
hand.
excuse me. There's a 6 of clubs over there. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. So let me just give you a little look at the card play so far, folks. It went spade to the king, and then spade back to the ace, and 9 of diamonds. Hand we saw earlier, except now
this
they're
is
playing
Michael's
doubled.
play he doesn't like.
I don't like this play.
Yes.
I mean, again, I'm not Jeff Nextra, but
I'm glad you made that clear. You are named directly after the guy in the West chair, though. Just a coincidence, folks. They are not related, to be honest. They just, I'm kidding. No, Michael is David's son. And honestly, known better as Dana's brother. Or not quite Chris's brother-in-law. That's not there yet. All right, so this is going to be maybe King of Diamonds, 9 of Hearts, like we saw
Or
at
maybe
the other
just
table.
clubs.
Yeah, just duck a club.
Just a club to
trying
the
to get to
jack.
9.
Like if Nextroth isn't
again,
even
there's just
pretending.
no pressure on declarer in these situations.
Exactly. The Queen of Spades, he's like, oh, okay, thank you. Whew. And he needs entries, too. He's not going to want to burn. He doesn't want to go to bed with everything either, so this is interesting.
Right. His only sure entry to the south hand is the King of Diamonds, and he does.
Playing a low club, if David just ducks it, though, it's like, oh. Okay. So
Right.
we're not getting
But he might win the diamond in the north hand,
yeah.
and play a club from there. But then another diamond knocks that entry out. And even if he gets the
he
clubs,
doesn't realize
he
how
can't.
amazing the club spots are for him at this point.
Right.
There's the Queen of Spades cashing, knowing that Jeff has told him that this is happening here. Like Michael was saying, this is now a spot where Eldad knows he can cash this pretty safely because it doesn't seem like East is going to get in again. Because if he was, you would have seen a spade get there pretty quickly.
He threw a heart.
Interesting.
It looks like West is going to get squeezed on the run of diamonds. Oh,
Look at that.
interesting.
That's a ballsy play, too.
Yeah.
He's
Well, he
super-
took that inference
Yeah,
that
he's super
Nextroth
confident. Yeah, he knows his man that his
doesn't have a club
man's
card.
not going to be messing around there. And that's a good duck by David, I think.
So he's up to 3 tricks, and he has 3 more diamonds for 6 and 2 hearts.
No,
He's
but he's
8.
going to get unplayed, and so
He's gonna,
Yeah,
he's
but
gonna,
then he can just throw West in with the third heart.
he can throw West in with
with a club, just with a club, and get the heart.
No.
Oh no, he needs
he
hearts.
has to
No, he's
throw-
better off.
Yeah. He's better off with a heart. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like-
In fact, he has to with the heart.
Burke's going to play a heart here, right? So heart.
There it is. Well done, Eldad. And
Yeah,
that
so I think he had to
is-
play the Queen of Clubs, weirdly, to avoid this end play, potentially. But then maybe he can just set up a club trick. It's complicated. Very complicated.
Yeah, he pitched.
He pitched.
He's like,
hoping
you're not
that his
gonna.
partner had the 10
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
him off the end play.
Exactly. He's like, I refuse to be end played. Also,
So,
All
but it's
right.
not a bad double by Mextroth. Like your partner opened the bidding, you
Yeah,
have
you have
this
ace, jack,
suit,
six, the
you
spades.
need some imps,
Give partner a third
and it doesn't
spade
work.
right
You
here.
lose 4.
It didn't hurt.
All right, let's stick here. We've seen a little action on this board. Let's see what Jeff chooses here. Old school versus new school. Zach Grossack was a 1 spade / 3 spade bidder.
1 spade, 3 spades is a surprising approach.
I
to
was very surprised. I would either 1 spade, 4 spades, which I think is pretty normal for me, for my small bridge mind. I don't know if I love 4 spades white and with partner as an unpassed hand. That's the only thing I'm afraid of with this hand. I don't want to sell it as.
trying to swing a little. He might just do it just to try
That's
to.
fair. Yeah, exactly. Like put in
Mhm.
some variance here because they're down. That's a really good point, Michael. Sometimes I want to say dynamite drop in Monty, like the.
So will point out, I think the way the Love Bridge program works is it does add some random delays in addition to when they're actually thinking. Is that correct?
I asked the question, and the answer was not in this event. I do know it's on the tray pass that they would add extra time. So 3-0, which is solid major probably or something. Or let me get back to our. I should show you guys. Good 4. Okay, that's interesting. They have a middle ground. Good 4 major.
This is sort of like old school
Namyats.
Namyats, yes.
For the trivia buffs out there, Namyats.
A good agreement to have for this hand.
Great one to have for this hand, right? That is quintessential good 4.
All right, because you would open 4 without the minor suit honors. So
yeah, especially at these colors.
Add a trick and a half. That's a good one.
Yep,
makes sense.
They could go for the Grosvenor here by trying to pass. Although I don't think it would.
Honestly, it works on a non-diamond lead.
No, he's going to lead the ace of hearts, though, and see what his partner signals.
That's probably fair.
Because that's what you do against this type of
bidding. Cash.
Right, but he has a fit in both majors.
Yeah, he's going to do 4 spades. If his partner thinks he has solid hearts and he's missing the Queen Jack 10 fifth, I think.
There it is. So 4 hearts, by the way, folks. That's not saying, hey, do you want to play some hearts? That is pass or correct. He's just saying, look, I know you have a solid one of those majors. Let's play it there. You bid 4 spades. If it's spades, you pass if it's 4 hearts. And there it is.
And here, I think this was somewhat tactical because he wants Mexstroth to play it if it's spades, which he's sure it's spades. He's not really unsure of what the major is.
Right, and Mexstroth is a much better declarer.
All right, folks, let's go.
No, David has nothing to protect here, right? He doesn't have ace queens and king jacks and things like that.
Let's get to tonight's episode of Dealing with a Misfit. Tonight, the opposing parties will be played by Zia and Mike Camel. You have 6-5 in the reds in the north chair, and you have 6-5 in the blacks in the south chair. However, you do have a spade fit.
I have a 6-2 spade fit.
And I don't know if you can get enough done to make a whole bunch of spades, but 4 spades looks pretty fair. So it's not a total misfit.
So one of the keys on these types of deals is that 3-no trump is a terrible spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with cards like these. The only time it's successful is if you have some sort of solid position in your 6-card suit, and even then, you're hoping you get 3 tricks.
4 spades is going to be a challenge too, but 3-no trump is like woof.
Camel has done well to just treat this as single suited here, and
I mean he didn't have
an option
of choice.
Yeah, exactly.
But Zia's going to bid 4 spades here.
I think that's correct.
Right, like he bid 3 hearts with the plan of bidding 4 spades next, unless partner raised him.
Rosenberg has kind of an interesting lead problem.
He's probably gonna think about a diamond though on this sort of auction, right? He knows north 6-5.
Might leave a trump.
Sure.
Might leave a trump.
Right, like
it's kind of tough from Queen Doubleton, but
I mean, he knows the opponents are probably short in clubs. He might try hitting his partner's clubs. Interesting.
Well, he's gonna realize. Oh wait, 4 Ds.
That's surprising.
I wonder if they play. I mean, he didn't alert it.
That's the good thing about these Love Bridge tablets is he probably would have alerted this if it was some sort of forward going bid for one of those. Oh man, they're just popping off in 4 diamonds here. Interesting. That could be a swing.
It's not going to be good.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Zia will not be a happy camper. Fortunately, Camel's not in the same room, so he doesn't have to bear the brunt of it until the break.
Yeah.
Well, that lead doesn't hurt.
Adam, how much time do you guys usually have? When you're done with your session or with your segment, and you're waiting for your partners, like how long are you sitting there? Are you comparing, or are you just kind of looking at Love Bridge and going from there?
So when the session's over, when your table is done, You can see the results. It shows you the results from the other table,
Oh, right on the
as
tablet
many
that
as
you're
they have
using.
played. Yeah.
Interesting. So you
So
can sit there with your screen mate and kind of sweat the results there.
yeah. So like I don't know, my teammates like to not look and like have the old school
Yeah,
compare.
with the
Like
with the
they
convention cards and
yeah, they
yeah.
like wrote their scores down and stuff. I was like, what? There's a to me that's like mowing your lawn with a pair of scissors. Like there's a tool for this. They
Yeah,
they have it. It's right here in
it's in
front
our
of me.
hands.
So yeah, I would just look and see, oh gosh, we lost 14 on that one. We won 12 on this.
Well, we definitely have
Um,
a swing in the at the other table going on this board, gentlemen.
He's
This
doing pretty
was
well, all things considered, in four diamonds. He's taking a reasonable number of tricks.
yeah, he's gonna do okay, but it's just our is the other team gonna find four spades that looked like it was pretty tasty. But take a look here, gentlemen. We see that in the other room there was four spades making six.
took a
Here,
sack.
East West is saved in five clubs. And right now it looks like it's down four, which is another little chip for Rosenthal coming up here. If they do, in fact, get it four tricks, that'll be 800.
Yeah. Well, Burke kind of wimped out. Four spades doubled might have been better.
I like how you just keep just poking the bear and Mikey over there. Just,
Yeah.
but is that really the auction when three clubs pass? Oh, okay, I see what
Four
happened.
spades
Yeah,
fit show.
yeah,
Well, maybe it's not fit showing. It's
Yeah, but
fine.
he
yeah.
knows
But
there's a
whatever,
fit.
he knows he can
He
bid five clubs
he
if
had
his partner.
absolutely planned on bidding five clubs if he got
Exactly, if
double.
it got doubled. He's just trying to confuse the North player, and Eldad was no thank you.
I mean, if he was going to confuse him, he would have bid like three hearts, right?
Mm,
He's not doing that. He was trying to buy the auction for four spades.
that's what Zach would have done. It's one of these teams that it's both of these teams are formed, are formed in weird ways because I keep looking at the players and I'm like, hey, which one's on which team? Other teams are like, okay, I know Greco Hampson is not going to be playing against Levin Weinstein, but here
Right.
it's just a lot of
Did Zach not open three clubs on this hand?
no, he did.
I mean,
He
Oh,
did.
sorry. On board 34, excuse me. I will report right now. Actually, he did not. He passed. It went pass, a spade, double, one
That's
no.
interesting.
I'm not a huge three
Yeah,
club
we saw this one.
fan in general. I mean,
I don't love
again,
it
here
either.
it's
Here,
first seat white red.
two
Yeah,
threes.
I don't love it, but like that Mech did it and Zach didn't
Yeah,
surprises me.
is interesting, right?
But Mech's also down whatever he's
Considerably
down.
now. Yeah, 44. That's 82 at this point. And we've talked about it. I would say with 15 boards left, 100 plus is kind of like WD time, right? Not you might not see it here because it's literally the last
The last
segment.
one. Yeah. Z only went down one in four diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah, he was. It looked like he was tracking for a lot of tricks, given how bad everything was splitting. The lack of a trump lead.
85 now. Rosenthal just keeps tick, 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 tick. This
Again, not a
was
big deal in terms of the.
let's
I mean,
let's
they
get
lost a few here, a few there.
let's get back ahead of the action and look at this. Is this frisky or is this 13 to
I'm guessing this is.
lighter style 14 to 17? So I mean, honestly, that's a 14 count. I'm okay with this, whatever style. Look at that. Now, look at the worst 9 count you're going to see in a long time, folks.
Well, he has two tens and a 9-8.
I'm just saying.
But it's pretty bad. It's pretty
Four
bad.
triple
It's four
three,
triple
queen jack, queen jack,
three,
queen jack. That's
all
you are
queens
right.
and
The
jacks.
intermediates are tasty. And here, as we saw before, we're going to see the 10 again here. And this time it is going to be no
Right.
bueno for the
But it looks
East-West
like the
player.
defense can only manage. Oh no,
He's got five clubs and a heart.
yeah, looks like down one if they cash out in the proper order.
Oh, well,
So you
yeah.
need 4 spades, and then they need a couple Ds and a heart. So the heart needs to come before the diamonds get cashed, essentially, is what Michael's saying. And
That is what I'm saying.
that will be on the shoulders of the legendary player in the North chair, Zia.
Yeah, North needs to find a heart switch rather than a diamond. But even if he play, yeah, he needs to find a heart before he plays a diamond.
Yeah.
And again,
And this is a good.
Attractive when you have king third and dummy is queen jack 10. You're not like itching to play a diamond.
Right. This is a situation. Camel's not going to have any real opportunity to signal here, but this is the sort of, if you did, you would want to signal for a heart rather than
for
a
sure.
diamond.
Yep.
Even though you have the ace of diamonds and the king of hearts, but you need to set the king of hearts up before you get in with your ace of diamonds.
And I'm circling these for the players at home. If they take these 2 cards first, folks, now that becomes their 7th trick over there, that queen of diamonds, right? So they need to get the heart through, right? To get this king of hearts.
Even if Zia
diamonds.
Played the king of diamonds, Camel would want to.
He would discourage, and that would be very, very showing for Zia because he would hold the trick, but then see Michael say no, no, no.
The other key here is if Zia does switch to a heart, which isn't 100% clear. He
just
actually
kind of
Zach pitched a club, so this was safe. I kind of like this play. Find out.
Yeah, sure. Let's get some signals on the table so we can figure it out, right?
Right.
Zia just making a passive choice there. And now the heart needs to get on the table. There it is. Well done. That is why they call him Zia. Bridge my way is bridge a pretty good way. Not my way. I mean bridge Zia's way. Sorry, guys. Bridge my way.
If you have the caching trick.
You both have played bridge with me. Bridge my way is just a minefield of... But it's enjoyable. All right, we're waiting for table to finish, so that means this table is still catching up. Let's get back there. Sorry if you're getting motion sick, folks, but we're going back and forth between the tables. And we can see that here it looks like we are also in 4 hearts. And you would be shocked if they did not take at least 10 tricks here. I would be shocked.
I'd be shocked if they don't claim at this point. Well, actually, he might be able to take an over trick if spades are splitting, so he's going to take an over trick. Eldad did the right thing by playing a low club through Mextroth rather than cashing the ace. He put him to a, sometimes there's a guess, right? If West had the jack of clubs, he would have to guess who had the ace and who had the queen. Here, though, it's going to wind up giving away an over trick with spades behaving.
Which he's okay surrendering if it was a possible beat. That's what they're willing to do.
He's not going to lose sleep over that.
Eldad doesn't seem like a guy who loses too much sleep in general, actually. Seems like a pretty cool customer. All right, Wolfson on the board. It was 16 unanswered before that one, guys. So 16-1 in this set at this point.
At a time.
Well, this is the one that's danger.
Yeah.
And here we go.
See how Eldad and Chris handle this one.
Yeah. And let's
all things considered, out with the north-south hands for minus 100 seems okay.
I thought you were going to say out damn spot or something. Can we say that we should gamble in this? Who thinks? I think they're going to get to 4 spades. What do you guys think? Anyone want to go the opposite? No takers. Going once.
I would bet 4 spades.
Michael, do you want to be contrarian?
No, I'm just trying to think if they can possibly make it.
Can they get enough roughs?
Ace, king, and ruffa, heart, spade to the king.
Maybe just rough a club.
Heart,
Maybe rough a club.
rough a
Rough
club.
heart, rough a club.
That's good. You can get pretty close.
Yeah, and then you can just start.
Uh-oh. Mextroth has chosen to get involved.
Oh, interessante.
We
may have another country heard from, which is a smack double of whatever East-West decides to play.
Yeah,
There's no
this is the
suit they
best
can
possible
find
result
that
for
is
North
not
now.
breaking brutally for them.
But North might bid three hearts here. I mean, they do have a pretty good hand that's 6-5 and a void and
He's probably going to double
natural
first.
suit.
Oh, he did bid three hearts.
Mhm.
Wow, that's amazing. I would
Oof.
just have guessed he would have doubled with this
Yep.
shape in
Poor
general.
Chris was sitting there with a penalty pass of
I know. Well, now it's going to be three spades, and it's going to be interesting now to see what Eldad does. There it is. Is Chris on? Chris is fuming now, and tablet is being gripped with
Yeah. But
flexed
like,
hands.
gotta be 6-5 to do this.
Sure, yeah, he should trust his partner to not be way out of the box there.
Yeah.
Right? Why would he take off this possible?
Now it's just like, do you pass three spades? Right? You got both opponents bidding. Partner couldn't muster up a bid over two clubs. Now they might have a penalty pass.
Well, and Eldad has to consider that pretty reasonably, considering his shape, the fact that he is a club void.
Right. And Berkowitz didn't raise clubs.
Although Berkowitz could be operating in a certain way with some clubs.
Yeah.
That's fresh in Eldad's mind from a couple hands ago. Whoa. Let's not have that thing going crazy back there.
I have no idea. I have no idea what to expect here.
It's okay. We're not missing anything at the other table because they are once again stalled because this hand is not finished yet. At least, is that
No, that was the last hand that wasn't finished.
Okay.
It's okay. We can stay here. This is an interesting problem. So it's worth noting that Eldad foresaw this problem when he opened a diamond, and so did I think Michael Rosenberg had. Oh no, who had it at the other table?
Zia.
Zia.
Zia and Eldad both chose to open this a diamond, knowing that they were going to have to reverse. And I think it's the right hand evaluation with this hand.
Sure, easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, reverses are one of those things that as teachers we hate talking about because we struggle so mightily with them. And it's the idea of it is should be simple. The idea is that we bid our suits naturally in order of length. So we have longer diamonds than hearts. And in order for our partner to go back to our long suit, they have to go up a level. So in other words, when we bid a diamond followed by two hearts, in order to go back to our longer diamonds when we don't really fit potentially, they go all the way up to three diamonds. Now, that's one of the many ways of explaining reverses. I've heard people talk about a fence. So when you open one diamond, there's like a fence at two diamonds. And if you bid something on your next turn, when you're not forced on the two level, over that little fence, you're like jumping the fence. It's just like jumping up a level. I've heard all sorts of different explanations. None of them work.
No. But to be fair, usually the best way. Ooh, we passed. So it is going to be a win for Rosenthal, just not a massive swing because
I'm not sure they've made three spades yet. Even
I'm pretty sure three spades is pretty tasty. It's not going to have too many.
I mean,
problems.
a trump
Four spades
lead.
would. I think even on a trump lead, don't you still have?
They have five spades. Yeah, they can take six spade tricks and
yeah. So they were called for four DDS, so not like regular bridge. That's just the double dummy that we're clicking on there. But I think three is going to be pretty simple for
when you're in these very weird contracts. Normally, what we do is that we like to count losers, but I confess on a deal like this, it's helpful if you're looking at this as a north-south problem to think about how many tricks you might take. And here you're going to take the ace and king of hearts and the ace of diamonds is three tricks. And you can probably take five tricks in the south hand on length. So that's eight tricks. And if you can rough something in the north hand, if you can rough one of your clubs, that's up to nine tricks.
Right.
Now,
and this lead sets up the king of clubs.
This lead sets up the king of clubs. So
if they let a trump, you can actually get all six of your trumps.
Right.
Yeah,
although
because you
still
have to
might
duck
not
the
want
spade.
Yeah.
I mean, if they lead a trump like the queen of spades, you're not going to guess what's going on.
Right.
So it looks like there should be enough tricks here for declare, particularly on this lead. Um, Not that he had any leads that were appealing.
No, he let his partner suit.
Yeah,
Right.
this
You
is
can't
not,
get in too much
but
trouble
also,
for
yeah,
that.
this is not a hand you want to be leading from on this auction.
Mm. So interesting that, you know, one of the hardest things to do in bridge is to know whether this is a good result or a bad result when you're at the table. Because they are
Right.
all for sure keeping a little running tally of how they think it's going.
Well, I would say that Max Roth's been very aggressive this segment. That two club bid is a
It's
lot.
hungry.
It's a lot.
Have
Yeah.
you ever heard of Mextroth before, Rob?
I have. I'm just saying that would be outside of the realm of my comfort for a two club bid. But
His partner's a passed hand, so he didn't think his partner was going to go too crazy.
yeah, he knows he's not going to get punished, but still, it's like,
Well, he was
I
going to
don't
get
know.
punished.
He did get, I mean, his partner bid 2-0.
Yeah.
Like that could have been scary.
It
was
was
the
it was
worst
about to be,
possible
right? But it's like you guys mentioned, it's really hard when you have that shape to kind of surrender. Although I can't imagine doubling 2-0 being, because
I mean,
you could double 2-0
do
and
have-
pull a double of three clubs later if you really wanted to, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they do have some tricks in No Trump East West,
Yeah,
right?
they
Like
can get to their hand to get
three
there.
diamond tricks, and they can
I
set
know,
up
but
some
how you
clubs.
get into your hand to get your three diamond tricks?
Well, the defense has to play something, right? They're gonna have to break the spades and the hearts and set up
You're
tricks
talking,
there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's gonna be fun, but North suits are, especially the diamond suit is so bad. So
yeah,
Mextroth here is thinking like he knows the position, right? And so does he play the ace, set up the king?
yeah.
But then, there's also the 10 there, but it seems like there's not a ton of downside to the ace here.
I think he's just thinking about the whole hand in general,
Yeah.
probably at this point.
He's thinking about what he's going to play at trick 2.
I think that's correct.
Hmm.
Whether he wants to switch to a trump or not.
Yeah, Alexander, that's exactly the question we're answering right now. He's not stalling. He's just kind of he's probably not thinking about winning the ace. He's thinking about what's the next trick, and also what's the general defense. They're allowed to take a little bit of time here and plan
it's
their
a really
entire
good
strategy.
lesson here that if you're going to win the ace and then lead to the next trick and you're not sure what you're going to lead, think before you play the ace.
Yeah.
Because all that thinking, you might come to, oh, I shouldn't take the ace, right? Even though it seems obvious, okay, I'm going to take the ace and then play something.
You sometimes have to be careful about inferences when you do that, Adam.
Not this time though. He knows Chris has a boatload of clubs over there that he's
Yeah,
not
but
to shake.
if the instinct is take the ace, it costs nothing to stop and think then. And sometimes you do realize, oh, I shouldn't duck the ace. And yes, that does give information to your partner, but you still have to do the thing that you think is right.
So I'm sure Andrew is watching this. Hi, Andrew. Rosenthal. And I know that that's one of Aaron, his partner's pet peeves when Andrew plays is if he wins a trick and doesn't and then thinks. He would much prefer thinking here, as you were suggesting.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Adam Parrish calling out David Berkowitz, Michael calling out Andrew Rosenthal, world champions, both of them. I mean,
Not calling
what kind
him
of
out.
broadcast
I'm
is
saying
this?
that this is a situation where I've seen some explosions on this.
Okay, that question in the chat was from a little while ago. Thanks, Anand. The stalling at the other tables is essentially, and we know it's these two tables. They're far enough away from the number of boards they've played at each tables that when one table is slower, they won't release the view graph results from the other table until the other table catches up to a certain board number, okay? Just for safety purposes for the event, making sure no unauthorized information gets thrown around there. In
Because
fact, it's happening
there's a
again.
30-minute delay
Of course.
on this so that you can't like step out of the room and see something or
Exactly.
whatever. And so that delay is built in so that the hands have already been played when they're broadcast. And so if we get ahead of that and there's a hand that's still being played, they won't show it.
And right now we can tell you that it's 84 is the difference. And I thought that, yeah, Wolfson's on the board. Sorry. It is 16 to 1 this segment.
They haven't
Not going the right way for
had enough pickups yet. They haven't lost a ton, but
This
they
makes
need
me
to be
think
winning
that,
in.
like someone went to the bathroom or something at this table, because now it's taking a long.
This is
refresh. Are we sure we're
Yeah,
not-
I refreshed already, and I can see I'm looking at the dual table feed on my other screen, and I see that they are now waiting for this table to finish. So I'm not sure what's going on here.
it's not very mech-like.
Yeah, right. He's usually
Like he's
pretty.
pretty quick, but any player at this level is capable of a long tank when they think it's a hard hand and there's a lot for them to think about.
When I think
I don't know that this hand is that, but perhaps Jeff does.
When
He
again,
certainly does have a nightmare play at trick two, no matter what he.
And East West knows they're behind as well, so he's probably going to take a little bit more time just to try to get everything right this segment, because it's probably their last chance. And
I mean, you can make an argument for any card in his hand, basically, at trick two. Not the jack of clubs, but like a low club could be right. Probably not.
And if one table is 30 minutes faster than the other, they would not be showing any of the results from the other table, basically. So that's
right. So they're not actually slowing the players down.
they're just
It's
slowing
just-
the results.
It's just the view graph
posting.
that they're slowing down.
Yep. So that essentially, if that table, if a team finished, let's say, and they finished so far ahead, the boards they would be able to look at would essentially only be the boards they've completed. They wouldn't be able to see any results from the other table.
Yeah,
So he opted to go with the trump.
And there it is.
it was just a little bit of a challenge. I think the nine of spades had some potential to be right. I mean, nothing. It turns out we could look at all the hands and know that nothing mattered.
Right.
Now he's gonna rough one club.
Right. Ace of diamonds, maybe take his hearts.
There comes the diamond rough first.
Oh no, not another decision for Mexstraw.
I'm pretty sure he knows what to do here.
I don't know. I mean, he's gonna pitch something probably.
Yeah, and I would say a club is gonna be his.
He might pitch a heart
His best
just to
choice.
be able to rough the third round.
You would think he would have thought of this eventuality already with the amount of time he took to take the club initially.
Right. Could have been faster if North had cashed his hearts first.
I can see a little bit of redness appearing on Adam's face, so the slow play is starting to get to a level of
I
discomfort.
give Mac the benefit of the doubt. You
Every
know,
easier when we see all four hands. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I did pitch a hard. Okay.
King of clubs, club rough. Oh, interesting.
he might try drawing trump this way.
Now he wants to make sure these hearts get cashed before they get
Yeah,
pitched.
yeah. And now you will see a club. Yep. And then a club rough to see if that's happening.
Yeah. So again, I would imagine that Chris might be a little bit annoyed on this deal. Dating back to the lack of a penalty, or
Right.
a double of two clubs, a double of two no trump, a double or getting to play in four spades, since now he's played it pretty
But
well.
Eldad can also feel pretty confident that he kind of showed his hand in a legitimate way on an auction like this, knowing how important it would have been for him to take a penalty action there. Oh, he's going to get an extra, obviously, the king.
He's going to
clubs,
make
yeah.
a lot of tricks.
Mm-hmm. That looks like 10 rippers.
Well,
The
you know,
lead
Chris is pretty even keeled, so you know, he'll probably just give his partner the benefit of the doubt and move on.
It's not an auction that comes up every day.
I love that comment, Adam. That's my favorite.
Again, people we know are watching them. Probably.
That's just great. He's pretty even keel.
He's gonna
Just a bit outside. Tried the corner. I
So
missed.
he can rough this
There it is,
and
11
put him
rippers.
in with the 10 of clubs and
take another.
Yes.
That is a win for Rosenthal. 7 more imps, and that is 91. 91. We're almost approaching the 100 imp threshold for, I don't say that's an automatic WD, but that is a usual WD. And now,
yeah, what do you think the over under is for where they withdraw?
well, let's look at this hand for some excitement for you. I feel like you guys are waning in your energy level, so I want to give you something to shoot for here. This is another super shapely hand.
Yeah.
South with just 1 diamond. Beautiful hand for Michaels for Rosenberg on the west seat.
Lots of Michael.
Convention was actually named after him.
Is
A
that
lot
true?
of people don't know that.
Are you, okay, jeez. God, Adam, you're such a good straight man. I didn't know you.
I thought it was
Very
named after Tommy.
What's that, Michael?
It could have been named after any of the Michaels at the table.
That's true. That's true. Michael Berkowitz, even. Who knows?
I like that 4 hearts by Zach.
Yeah, that's great.
The hand is very minimal, but the ace doubleton of spades and ace third of hearts is such a good holding.
And he knows
Right,
his partner's
and
short in
red-
both those minors. Yeah.
His partners, I mean, this is like a pretty minimal Michael's Q bid.
And that's why you see him bidding 5 hearts. There it is.
Right, the diamond void.
And they're getting quite fortunate with the club position as well in both hands.
Well,
There's still a lot of work to be done here.
Yeah,
A lot of
especially with
work
the heart
on this,
position.
though.
But
Right, like the spade, the hearts aren't splitting. He needs to
one hand
the
is
the
dead.
spades are, so he only needs 1 spade rough. Right, but like this is clearly a singleton.
Yeah, yeah. 1 diamond, 5
One of-
diamonds, leading clubs. That is
One of
a
Adam's
tip-off.
rules is
Whoa.
when you have an 8-card side
Give him
suit
his
and they
rough
lead it, it's a singleton.
He's gonna give him his rough
mhm.
for an extra club, though. I suppose.
Are you referring to yourself in the third person there, or are you talking about Adam Grosak?
No, me.
Okay. Are you
That's
trying
it,
to?
folks. For those of you at home that had the first third person reference, it was Adam Parrish. First third person reference.
One of Adam's rules. Are you trying to butt in on Mel Colchimura's territory? He's gonna come find you.
Nope, not at all.
Don't worry, you can outrun him. Sorry, Mel. I'm just guessing. I've seen you both.
Well,
So he's already lost 2 tricks and he has a heart
Yeah.
loser he can't avoid. I'm a little surprised he ducked that.
yeah.
He's playing this lightning
mean,
faster.
I think he's gonna be
Oh, no.
surprised that spades were 3-3.
This maybe sped us up a bit. That's why this is going so fast, guys. This is like a sped up.
This is a sped up
Mhm.
version. So yeah, this could be imps to the Wolfson
How
team.
does 5 diamonds play? They've got
Well, you have to lose 2 spades.
and a heart
club,
and a
and a
club.
club.
heart, 2 spades, and a rough.
Well, you have to find the rough.
You have to find the rough, but it's there.
Now we have to wait for the play to finish at the other table. So they sped us up to slow us down, guys.
Yeah.
But
All right,
let's
go back to the other table. Let's
well,
see how we're doing.
let's see this real quick here. Let's just they're in the middle. They're toward the end of a 1-no trump hand that we saw at the other table was 1-no down 1.
Could go down. 1 on good defense.
Let's see.
It looks
Just
like they're going to
yeah,
face the same good defense
looks
here.
like it's about over here, down 1.
Yeah,
This
he
was
doesn't
where we
even-
talked about getting the heart trick before the diamond, but it looks like they've gone in a different route, but are still in down 1 territory.
Where the problem was on that
They have no
on the
entry
spades, they had to
advanced.
pitch something,
Yep.
right? And Zach pitched a club, which meant he couldn't get 5 club tricks. Maxtroth pitched a diamond, but it means now he can't get over to the
Can't
queen
get
of
to the
diamonds.
dummy, yeah.
Like there were no good options.
No good options. So
Sounds
now
like
it
my dating
doesn't really
profile.
matter what they do.
Anything other than the diamond will do it at this point.
And he knows it won't get him a beer, so he's not going to play the 7 of diamonds.
Yeah. It's way too early in the hand for the 7 of diamonds to be right.
Okay, this is the only action, and this might be the last action after this segment, guys. They have 6 boards left at table 1, and they have 9 comparisons left total, and Rosenthal out to a big boy lead here. That's 91 at this point.
Right. And this one is a push.
And then
Hard to believe.
keep it at 23-1. Rosenthal over Wolfson in this segment.
Rosenthal is rooting for boards on the floor.
Yeah, well, Rosenthal's rooting for 2 hearts making 3, 3 spades making. You know, just give me those pushes and those small part scores.
Yeah, get rid of these 8-card suits.
I know, no more 6-5 hands. Stop it. Andrew already, we knew him once, Michael. We knew Andrew once before he was a world champion and a Grand Life Master also. So
Yeah. He's won a lot of stuff of late.
when it rains it pours, and it took him a while to win one, and then he just piled on. Really great stuff to see.
Obviously, I'm not going to jinx whoever wins this match, but I'll be happy for whoever wins this match. It certainly looks like it's going to be Rosenthal, and I'm very excited for the team that won USA 1. These are
Absolutely.
2 teams that I don't think were favored to win this event.
This is a surprise 2 teams that we're sending, but 2 great teams that we're sending also. That's the best part about the USBF.
And I'm very excited to find out who they're going to augment with that
Yeah, me
US.
too. I talked to one of our other friends that was on the Fleischer team, and it's going to have to wait till after the women's. Oh, sorry, after the mixed. Excuse me.
After the mix, yeah.
That is available.
And maybe the seniors to some degree, depending on what pair they're deciding.
But also Eddie, like if Eddie qualifies in the seniors, I think
No
he's
way.
doing that. I
No
think he's
chance.
chosen that one.
No
Yes,
chance.
I think you have to
'cause he's-
choose. in
He's
the
getting
decision.
paid for that one.
Is that true? They could have to replace Eddie?
Yep.
I don't know, man. Why? That seems tough.
Well, the way that they do it now is that if you enter multiple events, you
Yeah, you have to
say,
declare
this is
first,
the one I'm
but-
prioritizing.
I mean, if you
And
win the
so-
Open, you should just go in the Open. I mean, that just seems like it's.
They had that issue in the past.
Yeah, that's why they did it
someone
this way.
qualified in the Open and they were like, "Hey, I still want to play in the mixed," and they were like, "What?"
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a
but-
possibility, guys. That's
Right.
interesting.
But like in this scenario,
Mhm.
like Eddie qualified here, but he's not getting paid for that one, and he's hired on the team for the seniors. He has a commitment to his sponsor.
And as I said, it was a heavy upset. So I think he was as surprised as anyone else to find themselves
Of
winning. I mean,
course, yeah,
a
but
very talented team.
yes,
Don't get me wrong, but they're all
And
very
they
talented.
played great. Yeah,
They played
for them.
great and playing 4-handed to
Right.
every
And-
single board.
I don't know if Eddie and Adam had ever played together. I mean, certainly not very much.
We were talking about that. It was certainly not an experienced partnership, and it looks like this is gonna just be a big win for the Rosenthal team. East West at the other table found a nice vulnerable plus 630 and 3
Yeah,
now.
I'm a little surprised West didn't take another call here.
I can tell you the auction on this one at the other table too, guys. It was a diamond by Zach, a heart, a spade, a no trump, and then 2 clubs, which was kind of a relay bid showing many types of hands. And they had a little bit
not
of a
over
relay
yet.
action and got to 3 now.
Yeah, the
Ooh,
good
there was,
board no longer be a good
oh,
board.
El Dodd gets in there. Okay.
That's not the kind of action that
Oh,
I was hoping to take. this point in the match.
Well, this could be what Wolfson was looking for, to change the mo a little bit, guys. Although they have to
How much
get
is one no trump going
630.
down?
That's a good question.
Well,
Are they
defense
going
is
to play one now?
king of spades lead.
They have to get the spades unblocked, or the 8 could set up.
Yeah.
But like, he's gonna get a diamond and a spade.
So,
Maybe no hearts. Maybe no clubs. The problem is West can't get in to keep playing clubs.
but I mean, what the heck is North going to be playing in the interim? They don't have a lot of great options.
No.
Diamonds is going to be a spot.
Right.
for
The
some
jack of
success.
diamonds is on side,
Yeah,
so they can
that's a
get
good
an
thing
extra
for them.
diamond trick. Right? Diamond to the king, diamond to the 10. Yeah, I don't know. One no trump. So it went a club, double, a heart, pass, a spade, pass, pass, and he balanced one no trump on
Yeah.
his 6 count. Did
Weird.
I get that right?
Well, his partner doubled originally.
Oh,
His partner doubled a club,
Yeah.
right? But still, he bid a no trump without a stopper in either suit. I mean, yes, his partner made
that
it.
double of one club was also quite brave.
Speculative. Yeah. This was both
Yes.
players getting a little saucy white-red. Anand, this is from earlier, Anand, but this is a very good quote for Adam. This is one of Anand's rules, so I'm guessing you either might know him or he knows you. One of Anand's rules is Adam does not talk about other Adams. There is only one Adam, so
But that was talking about Adam Kaplan.
he would just say Kaplan. He would not use the word Adam. I'm sorry.
He means me. He was my partner in this event.
Does not
He's
talk
watching. I'll say hi.
But I posted a poll on Bridge Winners for who that team should add, and Adam Kaplan voted for me. So I think he might have some sway on the team. He was the captain.
Are you sure he didn't mean Adam Wildofsky?
No, he said he had to vote for Adam, and I didn't put Wildofsky
there are
on the
a
list.
shocking number of Adams all over the place.
You could really be team all Adam.
That's right.
So wait, let's see if Eddie quits. You have Adam Kaplan, Adam Grosek. Unfortunately, you have Finn. But you could add.
Finn's middle name is Adam, though.
We can replace him.
Finn Adam Kolesnik.
I don't know that you can replace 2 people on a 4-handed team.
That would be really fascinating if they had to replace 3 people. Well, they're not replacing 2. They're adding 2 and maybe potentially replacing 1. But
the one time me and Kaplan and Adam Grosek played on a team with Mel Colchimiro.
Yeah.
And Mel is having a big day here.
Yeah, I know. But Mel was older than the 3 of us combined.
Yeah.
At that point.
Well, Eddie might have been older than the 3 of them combined.
It's possible. Eddie's. We'll protect the ages of the elderly.
Eddie, yes.
Sorry, I didn't look at the rosters, man. I'm sorry. I forgot you and Adam played together. Excuse me.
Tennis spades is a good play. It shows the 9, and so Mac can play a low spade.
That's a good
to get the suit unblocked. Jack was a nice lead.
This says down 3, gents, and that would be 8 hundo. So that would definitely be
down 3 is only 500.
Aren't they? Oh, excuse me.
White.
They are the.
He
whites.
wouldn't have doubled if he wasn't
white
white against red.
Yeah.
Apologies, guys.
They're gonna survive. They're gonna survive this operation and pick up.
Win imps on this.
Maybe. That's double. I mean,
double down. Yeah, again. A lot of stuff to do.
I think he probably had to block the suit because now he can play a club through. He can use one of his entries to play a club through. And now he might be down more.
Yeah, now he can get it done. There you go. Nope, same.
No, still down 3. All right.
But you're right. Club through is quite the good play here. And there it comes. Eldad thinking, oh, how lucky is this? Not. Look at that. Now we can
Now the king of
cash a
spades.
spade. Not cash a spade, lead a spade, excuse me.
King of
Keeps
spades,
that.
queen of spades, doesn't really matter, right? The queen is more suit preferency for clubs,
Yeah,
but
good
I think
point.
Burke knows to lead clubs.
Yeah, when the 9 holds, it's a pretty
He
good.
he got the memo on that one.
But doesn't hurt to just reiterate,
Right.
you know.
Diamond to the 10
That's
is going to
the good
be a
spot
winner
for-
here. Not a winner, but it will work out well.
Yep.
Mhm.
Now he has a little more.
And now if Mech
communication.
wins this and cashes his spade, I guess he just gets out a heart.
Yeah.
Yep.
His partner did bid hearts.
And Dummy will probably. Oh no, so Dummy's following suit, so they don't have to deal with a pitch. North has to deal with a pitch, and
Right.
they need to be.
So
able to
then
save
if it
the
goes
clubs.
hard, it'll go like queen, king, and then another club comes through.
Yeah, so North has to probably hold on to clubs. Maybe they pitch the
Right.
7 of diamonds pretty safely. I would.
But then
guess.
eventually, like Mextrat doesn't have any hearts left, and he has to either lead a diamond away from the 9 or another club.
And again, this is opposite the other room, which played 3-no trump, making an over trick vulnerable with the east-west cards for 630. So if
He chooses to duck this. Now it's going to go diamond to the king.
he plays low again, patience by Mextroth there.
And now Eldad's happy that he's taken 3 tricks.
Mm-hmm. He might try another diamond and see if they're splitting. Or
He might not have any more.
he might just stick
How did
Mech
he-
I
in
was
with
just gonna say, he
with
might
the
just play a
spade.
spade, right? What's the harm in that at this point, right?
Yeah.
A heart would
Yeah,
disrupt some
'cause,
communication. He doesn't know that though.
Mextrat's going to be end played one way or the other.
Yeah, that's why they're only getting it 3.
Yeah.
Seems odd.
Now it's going to go 4. The diamond is going to allow.
Now he gets everything.
Now,
Right. Ace of diamonds, king
Yeah,
of spades.
there it is.
out of
All right.
now it's
So
down
Wolfson
4.
finds a way to go plus imps here. That is.
This is this type of deal is just so complicated to play and defend, and I would say Mextrat defended very nicely and so did Berkowitz. I just feel like I shouldn't say that often, but they defended this very well to get it the maximum.
Yep.
Yeah.
The club switch
More than the maximum.
right. The club switch was very nice, getting their
Yes.
going.
Right.
And that's
And
what the-
ducking the diamond and realizing like if I take the ace of diamonds now, the cleric can't go wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if I duck, I do give him a problem.
Give him a chance to give us an extra trick. And here's that hand we saw earlier. Let's play it again, Sam, or Michaels, or Adam.
Again, an interesting problem.
We'll see what Chris starts with. We started with a diamond. Chris just, boom, let's play 5 diamonds. Okay.
3-no trump, if you're playing a gambling 3-no trump, is
I
on the
see you,
table.
Chris. That just puts a whole bunch of stuff on the shoulders of Berkowitz here. He doubles. What else is he going to do? I mean,
They're going to
Mech
play
will
diamond
probably
double,
just
so this is
sip
going to be a
this.
flip up.
yeah,
There's-
Mextroth probably just plays 5 diamonds double.
I put 0 chance at Mextrat betting.
Yeah, agree.
Right. He's got 2 aces.
Yeah, right.
And the
3
flat
trumps.
line,
Unless he really wants
Right.
to just go insane.
He's not bidding 6 clubs.
6 clubs feels very big.
Right.
I'll
And
take
so
his- I'll
we've
take his
got
plus whatever here.
I think. I mean, he's thinking. I maybe
Yeah, we've seen a lot of thought by Mextroth here.
maybe I'm wrong about this being 0 chance. Maybe he's trying to think about the state of the match.
I mean, he also knows his partner does not have a lot of diamonds. Like, could he have enough that 5 hearts is making? Could 6 clubs be on? Right? It could be if partner's void in diamonds. Like, even on this layout, 6 clubs is not bad. right? I mean, add the jack of clubs to the West hand or a fourth club.
Yeah.
Six clubs is gin.
Well, even if they lead a diamond, you might not be able to take finesses.
Well, you know what created this though? It's a really good and effective preemptive opening bid by Lincoln, right? He put the maximum amount of pressure on this to maybe force a mistake. We'll see what happens.
It certainly did.
It's just they have no room to do anything here. At the other table we saw earlier, it went a diamond. West was able to make the Michaels Q bid by bidding 2 diamonds. And we had a competitive auction all the way, as you guys can see, to 5 hearts at the other table,
Right.
which was down 1.
So at least in that auction, East knew that they had a heart fit,
Exactly.
right? But here, Maxroth doesn't know
Has
that.
no clue.
West could have 3 hearts.
Yep.
That's unlikely.
Boom!
Oh, he goes with 6
Wow!
clubs.
He went for it.
All right, I eat my words.
Yum 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 yum.
I mean, it really, like, this is about as bad a dummy as West could have for him.
Yeah.
And it has
And
play,
he has life, exactly. He has a little bit of life here.
right? That King Jack 8-7.
So let's see. Can
what you got,
make
Max
it? Now that we've denigrated enough times, can you actually make it?
I
think it's
don't
possible.
think so, but
I
we'll
don't
find
think
out.
so.
No, down 1 on most plays, and
Especially
down 1
with
on
the
others.
like
Yeah,
he
the
just
bad
can't
split.
pick the trumps up.
Yeah, he has
No,
2
it's
trump
almost
losers.
like a
And
dummy universally.
I
Like
think
a
he just has a diamond loser also. All right.
maybe.
Problem with this is he's so likely just getting a bad club break most of the time because of the opening bid, obviously.
Yeah. I think
You would
this is
just play for
swing
spades
reaction.
here? Yeah, he's just playing for spades to be 3-3 and clubs to be behaving. It looks like.
Or he's hoping North doesn't have another diamond.
Or I guess he doesn't have to.
I think he was thinking
Spades
that
are
this
hearts
is
to
gonna
be
be
3-2, 3-3. Sorry.
Yeah, he certainly could have caught partner with the same hand with the king of clubs.
For sure.
Right.
I mean,
One fewer heart and add the king of clubs and
the amount of hands that were available for Mexroth to figure out were way, 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 way less for the amount of hands that Zach Grosek had to figure out when West got to Michaels. Right. So
I like the 5 diamond bid a lot.
I love it. It's just
openers.
It's just great on this spot, especially at this point in the match. He knows.
And the biggest problem with it is that it keeps 3-0 trump out of the picture. It takes 3-0 out of the picture.
Yeah.
Solid minor suits are all about 3-0 trump. So,
Wow.
But 3-1, 8-1 doesn't seem like a hand you're gonna necessarily do.
There's a lot of hands you can construct where 3-0 is the only making game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like 5 diamonds. I'm just saying like that's the downside.
You need your partner to have a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Queen, king, king, or something. Like, and you have the partner has to have like the exact terrible.
Well, they need to provide a trick and enough juice that the opponents can't take 5.
Right.
It looks
I mean,
like
queens.
But Adam, the flip side of that is sometimes when your partner has that type of hand, it means that your partner it means the opponents can actually make something if you open a diamond.
Yeah.
The opponents might be able to make 4 spades when you can make 3 no trump, but the opponents can make four hearts or something.
No, if I were going to open anything else, it would be a gambling 3-0 trump.
Okay.
Eldad, I think, knows he can just take 2 clubs by just ducking this, but is he worried about getting trump cooed in some sort of way here?
Possibly. And he's not sure that a diamond is cashing. Turns out 2 diamonds are cashing.
There's the king of clubs. And definitely diamond coming through. He wants to shorten declare or take diamond tricks.
Right. He doesn't think his partner has 10 diamonds.
Right.
11 diamonds. 10. 10. Yeah, diamond seems And here's one. He thought and thought and thought, and now is thinking again. Did that six of diamonds really give him that much information that he needs to?
Well, if he doesn't play a diamond, he could maybe make it on a trump coup. I think he might be able to make it.
Say hi in the
I mean,
chat, folks, if you
He
want.
could play ace king and a
We are
spade. If he
here.
doesn't play a diamond, he could play ace king and rough a spade, a
Right.
heart over, and keep playing spades through.
Yep.
It might be
Rosenthal
enough, right?
rates to win on this board.
No, because I think he might still lose a in the end position. It's like very weird.
Actually, they could just push this board, right? Is Mexroth going down more than one?
Yes.
Especially on
I mean, if they take
sorry,
two diamonds
two
and a
diamonds, he's
club
down
at
two
this
right now,
point, he's
excuse me.
down.
Yeah.
He's going down at least two in all likelihood.
So this is not
Down
the best
three,
news for
right?
Wolfson. Yeah, he's down two at least, and down three with all things going well for them, right? There it is. There's the diamond play. Take your time.
Just don't play a club.
I don't think a club is on his to-do list.
No, I don't think so either.
That would be a misclick. Is there a way to put on the tablet that you want to confirm your plays as well? Because I would put that. I would auto put that on. I'm the king of the
Well, this is
misclick.
one of their chances to catch up, and I don't think it's gonna come through.
Yep. This was definitely a possible thing you would mark off as, hey, we had a chance, but no, it's going the other direction.
Six clubs. I rescind my skepticism, I guess.
And also, please be professional as a broadcaster. It's not us. It's the Berkowitz team.
I mean, it's a state of the match. It's also a question about the state of the match.
I'm just totally kidding.
Yeah, it's a tough thing. Like, do you take the money on the table? Like, you're almost certainly setting five diamonds when you have two aces.
Well, if you're making six clubs, for sure.
But yeah, if you have six clubs coming, 1370 against like your 200 or 500.
Yeah. Again, Chris Malenkin with a really nice five diamond bid. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Well, Bobby Levin once told me that a suit headed by the ace, king, queen, 10 is too good to preempt with. So Chris only has ace, king, queen, 9. So I guess it's okay.
This is
We'll see what Bobby thinks.
Join the Kaplan team, and however that's finally constructed as the second USA team to play in the World Championships, the Bermuda Bowl, which is in Denmark in late August, I believe, gentlemen. That's the date I saw for that.
Michael, do you know what the Rosenthal folks have said about if they win both events?
They're not intending to play. They're playing the Open. If they win the Open, they're playing in the Open.
So does that mean that they don't even play in the mixed trial?
They won't play in the mixed.
Well, there are three ladies who are waiting in Chicago to play in the mixed, but I know my sister is excited to go home.
Yeah, right.
That was how
that's what would happen. They would just not play.
They might reconstitute with a different sponsor, but yeah, I've heard.
Everyone's looking for three very talented women.
Yeah, for a mixed event, that's exactly what you're looking for too.
Right, but Eldad, Chris, and Andrew were all
part of that
on that
mixed team.
Yeah,
and
those are the three men.
Chris and Andrew. Yes, that is correct.
Right.
Migri, Dana, and
Olivia.
Oh, nice.
Olivia, right.
So very talented. I'll put some feelers out for you guys, for you ladies. Very talented.
Yeah.
Exceptionally talented. Yeah. No, every woman on that team, totally different generations also. 3 different generations of great bridge from the female side.
How does payment for that work?
Wait, did I just age Migri too much, Michael? You gave me a look like...
No, I was like, oh, poor Dana.
Well, I mean, it's more Olivia. I don't even think Olivia's out of college yet. So
yeah, that's true.
I think
Um,
she
how
started
does payment work? Well, I assume Andrew will pay, I don't know, double the rate. Is that right, Andrew? To apologize for making them go out there.
Andrew, no matter which event you win, I'm available for non-playing captain. I'm just letting you know. Okay. I'm a very established player in that field now.
Yeah.
I've captained some of the best teams. Some of the one best teams I've captained.
Only the best.
Only the best.
Best people. Yeah, so here Eldad was able to throw spades,
There is 9
and
tricks.
so they can't get the trump coup.
That is down 3, and that is another 5 imps for Rosenthal, which means now 91, back in the 90s. That is a big, big haul for the Rosenthal team. We have more exciting boards to come, and this...
Did we decide what the number is where we think they would withdraw?
I think a clean 100 or more would definitely be a withdraw, but I don't know if you ever withdraw at this point, but what do you think, Michael, is knowing the Wolfson team a little bit? What are your dad's thoughts on this?
I would expect that 100, they're probably not gonna
A gentlemanly withdrawal.
Yeah. They've all been there for a very long time, and the Wolfson team is playing in the seniors.
So a rest is always welcome at some point in this grind, right?
Yes.
Is it the same team?
I think
I guess they're all old enough.
I think they're switching out
I thought Larry was playing.
I think Larry and my father would play, and Zia and Jeff would play with Mike Camel and Zia.
That's what's happening. That's nice. Yeah, because Larry is playing with your dad.
Larry's playing with your dad.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to rob us of seeing that reunion.
Well, that we have to bring live for sure. So let's definitely get some of that team on the...
We have Weichel and Sontag reuniting, and Berkowitz Cohen. Who's next?
And just the pairs that are not playing out of these teams, folks. Aaron Silverstein, a great friend of all of ours, really, especially Michael and I, and Andrew Rosenthal, the captain of the team. And then we see Eldad Ginosar and Chris Walenkin here, Michael Rosenberg and Zach Grosek at the other table. And then Wolfson, as you've seen most of this session, Berkowitz with Mexstroth. We see Camel with Zia, and then it's Jeff Wolfson and Steve Garner, the other pair in that.
So for the seniors, they're just four-handed?
Who?
The Wolfson team.
No.
No, they're going to keep the same.
That's
just
2 pairs plus Wolfson, and
there's only I just looked on the USBF site. There's only 4 of them signed up.
Maybe they're waiting to see what
Wolfson,
happens.
Garner, and Berkowitz Cohen.
No, the other pair is Mexstroth and Mike Camel. I believe. I could be wrong.
Oh, someone says in the Twitch chat, Zia may be going to play on the LOL team. So I think we did say Zia was dropping off this team.
Yeah, Zia's playing with Bobby on the LOL team.
Yeah, that'll be a great team too.
Right.
The seniors will be full of big names, and I will say that I work for Larry. I am sure that Larry was rooting harder than anyone for the Wolfson team here.
So he didn't have to take the trip to Schaumburg for the seniors. Sorry, Larry, if you're listening. It doesn't look like it's going that well for you in that realm.
I do not know how much arm twisting it took to get him to agree to it, but
I think it's great though. As a fan of Larry and your dad's.
yes.
Do you know how much of their old system they're resurrecting?
I do not know.
Are they playing precision or are they playing standard?
I just learned that they're playing together in that event yesterday. I did
Wait,
not.
you didn't know? I do that even, Michael.
I think I might have known it at some point.
Didn't we
but
talk
Larry
about it
told
on
me
the cruise?
he was playing, but I just assumed he was playing with Wolfson.
No, we talked about it on the cruise, Michael. You remember?
We did talk about it. I just, I have a 1-year-old baby. I'm allowed to forget things. Let's see. Is Eldad going to make this? He's going to come close. 4 tricks. No. 5,
Yeah,
6, 7.
Doesn't look like he's going to get it done here.
No.
He's got another. It seems like every hand Jeff's just holding the
He's got the
12th and
pips.
13th
Just keep
pips in each of
talking.
these suits. That worked so well last time. Let's keep
It's
going.
amazing how often that works as a defender is not grabbing your tricks.
It's so
Yeah.
counterintuitive to advancing players as well. So take a note, folks, if you're watching.
I once saw a hand though that Bob Hammond was playing that was just like the most hopeless hand ever. And he just like played a king and they ducked it. And he played another king and they ducked it. And he was like 9 tricks. So it's not always right.
Yeah.
Not always right.
So yeah, that looks like 4, 6, 7. That's 8 at this point, unless they get some sort of miracle here. Yeah, if you do click on there, thank you for the chat there in the Twitch. If you click on the team, it'll usually give you a little link to their system notes, I believe, if you go to the
Oh, that's right.
play
Yeah.
site, which is nice.
Who do you have lined up for the last segment here, Rob?
If there is one, I don't really have anybody lined up, but
I don't think it's going to be a super I don't expect a lot of excitement.
I don't even know if we're gonna get there. It's gonna really depend on what happens in these next 6 boards, I believe, including this one. Obviously, we're playing 45 boards, 15 boards a segment. This is the 7th of 8 segments. And this segment has been 28-6 in favor of Rosenthal, and that has been keeping with the theme of the day. It came out won by 13, then won by 30. Now they're currently ahead by 22. And that brings the entirety of their lead, again, up to 91 imps. I think 15 boards, 90 imps, essentially. That's... was that 4 a board you need?
Yeah, it's a big slog.
No, it's more than 4 a board, right? It's 6 a board. Excuse me. You guys are terrible at math. I'm bad, but my God, check me.
Yeah, no, that would only be 60.
Thank you. Yeah, I got it before the chat caught up. Thank you. Well, yeah,
There are people watching. There are people watching with us.
I suggest 4, and you guys are just like, oh yeah. No.
On the subject of taking aces or not taking aces, I once on a cruise gave a lecture about, just because the king is in dummy and you have the ace in front of it doesn't mean you should play the ace, right? They lead up towards the king. Like, it's okay, play second hand low. And then I promised that I would buy them a drink, like every time they went to bed with their ace.
If they didn't get their ace. Yeah.
So often it's like, it's just, even if it is a singleton, it's just a trick for a trick, right? It's usually just a trade-off. And so much of the time you're giving up something because Declare has queen third opposite king third, or you're just giving up.
Speaking of Bob Hammond, the title of his book is now in the chat, which is "I'm Bad, You're Worse," which is a great title. If that's really the title, it's amazing.
So I gave that bet to like the entire crowd at a cruise ship, and the directors, I swear, designed the boards so that there were 2 deals where if you didn't grab an ace, it went away. And I was like, come on, guys, I can't afford this.
So wait, you're on a cruise ship. Aren't the drinks free?
Depends on which one.
Everything's free for Michael, Adam. He's a high roller. Don't you worry. What does it mean when they say making it rain, Adam? Everywhere.
I wouldn't think the cruise people would like bad weather on their trip.
What does it mean when you're on a cruise and the guy you're with just has a brick of $100 bills and says, "I'm going to go make it rain at the club"?
It means that if you hear sirens, you should be as far away from that person as possible.
All right. Getting it done here. This is likely still going to produce down 1. Yes. And I can tell you that they're done at the other table, guys. They have finished the segment entirely. So we should expect this to catch up a little bit. We only have 26 minutes left in this round. And this table has been, can we say, deliberate?
Yeah.
One person in particular.
Yeah. It's been Mech, right?
Yeah, it's just unusual. If there was like one in this eightsome, I would have guessed Rosenberg
Eightsome.
as the slow one.
It's nice to have players that complement each other in the speed ways as well. Okay, here we go. So the other room played 5 spades on this end. I kind of saw a little bit of this action earlier. Max Stroth has just a solid hand with a ugly 6-card spade suit, but Berkowitz has.
I think he opens a no trump.
I would hope not.
That's
That's what we were saying
He
exactly.
got it.
He did. Damn, Adam. Look at you. But they're still going to find their spades.
He's going to be very surprised when he gets raised in spades.
Yeah, right. Say,
He might deny a major.
I think he's going to deny him.
But that is
go 2 clubs, 2 diamonds.
That's what you're supposed. I thought that was more of a match point shebang, though. Like, I don't know. I don't love that treatment in Imps.
They could hilariously play in 3 no trump, which isn't going to go down, but it could go down if they figured out to lead the heart.
You're not loving the heart lead.
It's 3-no's going down on a heart lead, right?
The heart lead, but he's not going to lead a heart. He's going to lead a club.
I don't know.
He's your brother-in-law. You would know.
Yeah,
Let's
very
find out.
strange your 6-card suit instead of your 4.
This is nice. We have a nice, exciting choice here, though. 1 no trump, and now we'll see if is it true. Do you always bid 2 diamonds when you open 1 no with a 6 and partner bid stand? This is the prevailing wisdom in the expert community, I think.
Is that really the prevailing wisdom?
I mean, it's the prevailing wisdom that I got on a cab ride from a bridge tournament to a casino. So, courtesy of the Grossack brothers, actually. He's... Plus his spade suit isn't really a great source of tricks.
He admits he missorted his hand a little.
And Michael's comments very good because they're playing on tablets, so your hand is auto-sorted right in front of you, basically. For those of you who don't
By
know.
the way, I think they're also playing 15 to 17 no trumps for what it's worth. So this is a 14 count.
Yeah, in the Twitch chat, exactly. This is more of a BAM thing, hiding your 6-card major, or a match point thing. It's exactly right, I think.
Or you're trying to swing him. So
yeah, or you're just looking for variance down 90, right? So
they're just trying to do stuff at this point. So we shouldn't necessarily judge any of these as
wow, this is some sort of key card. Balanced slam try. That makes sense.
Yeah. I like that. So this is a very fancy convention that a lot of experts play. People used to play that 4 clubs was key card in this situation.
Yeah.
And 4 diamonds was about a slam try. But I like this adaptation because it gives you more room to.
And they can use other things for 4 diamonds and 4 hearts as well. And
yeah.
They're going to find out
most,
2 key
right.
cards.
Most people use 4 diamonds as key card. This is called baze, or in this case, reverse baze.
Reverse baze.
BAZE.
And 3 hearts would just be a natural slam try, basically. That's unbalanced.
No, it would show shortness somewhere.
I see.
So it's an unbalanced slam try.
If you're wondering if you should learn these things, the answer is no.
No, exactly.
There are some things that every expert pair does that you should absolutely learn, and then there's a lot of them like this that is just not worth your
not worth the time you need to crank auctions out to get done. Okay, and this is gonna lead to what looks like a very likely push. You're gonna see a diamond go on this club over here, and they're going to lose a heart and a spade, basically.
They also utilized a very important convention that you should use, which is the Blackwood Convention. Key card Blackwood Convention.
Not the good one.
And they found out that they were missing 2 aces or 2 key cards and determined that slam was not a good idea. This is a very good convention. I highly recommend it.
I confess, I'm a little surprised that there's no claim.
And
I guess hypothetically, there
could be like some random rough or something.
Some weird club roughy thing.
Chat keeping up with all of the system discussion. Very good stuff. Twitch chat on fire.
Now we'll see a claim.
Now there's a claim.
And there it is. Claim City. Yeah, exactly. Claim is amazing. Slam is amazing here, except for those 2 pesky aces that the opponents have, one of them being in the trump suit. So you do not get a lot of success from those outcomes. Here we go again. 4 spades was played in the east in the other room, down 1. Is this a chance to catch up, or is this another board? Looks like 2 spades, a heart, and some interesting stuff here.
Handling. Certainly
Yeah.
has some problems.
It's a solid 17.
It's an interesting hand with the West hand. Like,
right? How high do
you
you go?
smolin? Do you invite? Do you just like
Do you go
garbage
low? Right.
crawling stamen? Do you just transfer to spades and get out?
Well, if he transfers to spades, he's going to get a super accept, and I think he's going to bid for
And
spades.
that's exactly what happened in the other room, Michael. It did go transfer to spades, super accept 4 spades, and
Well,
Such a
Thanks,
tough hand
Michael.
because if you have a fit in a major, you probably want to be in game and at red at imps and take your shot. But if you don't, you have no interest in being in 3-note trump.
yeah,
Voids are magic. And
Less so in no trump.
one of my least favorite things that players insist on is asking me, what is a void worth? The answer is it could be worth nothing. It could be worth something. It depends on the situation. Once you have a big fit, so here we're going to find out that we have a big spade fit, then the void could be magic, and it's probably worth trying for spades.
so
But
3 clubs is best. Okay, it's
Super
best super accept for spades.
But had he just transferred to spades and his partner bid 2 spades, what is the void worth? Well, nothing. It's not worth anything because we don't know whether we have a fit. Our partner, if they have 2 spades only,
Right. And the void in the long trump hand
It's
is not as good as in the short trump hand.
exactly. So this is something that's very hard to put a point count on because there's so
Voids
But I'll give
just
you the
make
point
things
count.
difficult.
When you have the short trump hand and you have a good amount of trumps and you have a void, count 5 points for that. Call it a day.
Okay, well, I'm saying that
But you're right. All the disclaimers are very, very appropriate. That
one phrase I like for evaluating shortness is thinking of
3
them
hearts,
as
just a
points.
retransfer.
Dummy points or support points. You're trying to think about your points in support of partners long
And
trumps.
there is the retransfer, and we expect to see 4 spades here.
I'm actually, well, I guess not.
It's,
You had to guess.
and notice they had different. It looks like they have different versions of their super accept, and Mech chose the absolute best one. So, I think your father there, Mr. Berkowitz, would say that it seems like I have to bid game here. It's unfortunate.
And I mean,
the diamond
just even-
shortness is
just-
terrible.
Right. Looking, ooh.
That's a nice lead though. Does that change? It does. They're making now if he can find a way to do it. I was just gonna say the diamond shortness looks terrible unless you lead the ace of diamonds, and now
You say the ace of diamonds is a possible lead.
that
Right.
is a bonanza for the east-west pair now.
Right. So you're losing ace king of spades.
Still have some work
Heart
to do.
finesse doesn't work. I think he still has to find
a
the
couple
king
clubs.
the queen of clubs.
No, he can pitch clubs on diamonds.
But not.
Then he
can't
has
pitch
two
clubs.
heart. Then he has 2 heart losers.
But he might be able to strip the hand out.
Yeah, gotcha.
He might be able to strip the hand out, and
We
then
can also just end
Don't put
play.
anything past Maxtra.
He can end play south at some point as well.
yeah. So what
He
he can
might.
do, he can play
Eldad might
card
put
play.
a heart through now, which is
It's good for him.
right. He has to take this finesse.
Yep.
Now he can't strip the hand out.
So now he
Right.
can end play him, and
Right. So now he just has to take the king queen of diamonds and throw the hearts from the dummy before he draws the last trump.
But then he'll ruff a heart and play a spade, hoping to end play that way.
yep.
But
Oh yeah, the hearts. The hearts. Oh no, yeah.
no, the hearts would set up, except that's
Heart split. Yeah.
an
no.
extra loser. So now Eldad is just going to win and exit a spade. I
Right.
think he's going to play Chris for
Right. One of the things when your opponent makes a weird lead, like you have to think like, what were their other options? Right. He chose to lead this ace. Maybe it's because he had queen third of clubs and king third of hearts and a singleton spade.
He also has a partial count on the hand. He knows he knows North had three spades and three hearts, and South only had one spade and three hearts.
Yeah.
So there's more empty spaces with the South hand.
It looks like
And he's
he's
seen
trending towards the correct action here by playing ace of clubs. And there you have it.
there's a swing.
That is a swing.
Keeping
That's a
him
big
alive.
swing, too. Does this start a trend? That's 12 imps for Wolfson. So now we have a little bit more of a ball game, but still it is 79.
I'm sorry I have to leave, gents, right when it's getting interesting, but I have to go teach.
No
But
worries.
lovely spending time with you
Thank you, Adam, for
and
joining us.
all of you fans at home. Sorry to leave you, but thanks for tuning in.
Crater the broadcast completely, but thank you.
Oh
very
yeah,
much.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
I'm
Rob.
even gone.
I'm sorry to leave you all alone with.
As long as if we're gonna have one Adam, I'm glad we had one Adam. Yes, that was very nice of us. Adam, thanks so much, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys.
See you again soon, man.
Bye.
And then there were two, Michael. And look at this. The worst scenario ever. Your partner opens three diamonds and you have this hand, but I think they had similar action in the other room and found their way to four spades as well.
I mean, East is worth doing some stuff. Let's see. Ace, King, Ruffa.
Actually, East opened one diamond in the other room. That was Michael Rosenberg. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Forget everything I said. South opened one club in the other room, Michael, with the South hand here. So Camel letting it fly. Max Roth doesn't know how good your dad's King of Spades
doesn't
is.
have a lot of losers. I'm not a big fan of losing trick count, but this is a hand where I would look at my hand and say, well, what can my partner have that would help? It turns out the King of Spades and the King of Diamonds are two very useful cards, and the Queen of Clubs.
Yeah, King of Spades being exceptionally useful here. And there it is. There's going to be... And that looks pretty straightforward. Two clubs.
Ace, King, and a club.
On a heart lead, you can get everything. No, on a spade lead, they can keep you away from your heart pitch, right?
Yeah, no, I think what happens is on the Ace, King, and a third club, you can't do everything. So you can just, I mean, if you rough it, you can't get back to dummy.
I saw something in the... We just experienced 100% drop in Adams. Yes, folks. Sorry. If you were here for Adam Parrish, and I know there were dozens of you that were here for Adam, he has gone to teach a lesson. And maybe you're part of that lesson. And if you are, you should turn off this broadcast and honestly pay attention.
So that's an over trick. It doesn't really matter. So now Max Roth will win. Ace of Diamonds, Spade, King of Diamonds, pitching a heart,
and
rough a heart.
There he's got it.
One play. So Chris here couldn't envision a situation where it paid to force him to rough. He thought he might just need to cash out their winners. Which might have been right had the heart position been a little different.
It starts a trend here. There are two results coming in on the open rooms tables here. So this is 1 point now for Wolfson again. So that is 13 in a row, 12 on board 42. What's that?
We call them imps.
What did I say, Michael? It's been a long day.
So let's see. This is an interesting hand.
Yeah, it's probably going to check around to Max Roth, and we'll see how many clubs he opens. And then what does Welenkin do with his 6-5?
This is a one club opener.
Well, he's in his partner's a past hand. He might go a little,
but I don't know.
And they're down a bunch, so maybe this is another variance thing.
Clubs.
Chris is looking for some sort of two-suited bid here.
I don't know. 5 diamonds looks like a bad result to me for the North-South cards.
I agree, because we can see his heart's going to be better. It looks like it would be.
You have to lose a diamond on a finesse and a spade. So
This was no good for Camel and Mahmood. It went a club by East, a heart by South, just a heart.
okay.
Double, which was a bad hand, or four spades in any hand. There's three clubs. Okay, he did it. And then they found their way to five diamonds.
Yeah, that was odd. And then they went down in five diamonds, which is
Well, they probably got diamonds wrong, and
yeah. I guess there's maybe enough handling.
they got
So
diamonds
maybe
wrong.
something
They got
like this.
diamonds wrong and got a. No, I don't know. That's weird. Let me see.
Oh, maybe they got it. Maybe they wound up winning a heart rough. I don't know.
It was a king of clubs lead.
There is some handling after that, but you should be able to when take a roughing finesse against West. I don't know. We could look at the play.
I'm just looking right now. That
So now Chris might balance five diamonds. Oh, no, five clubs. All right.
interesting.
You want to see the auction in the other room?
Well, I can tell you the auction in the other room. It went a club by
Okay.
East. It went a heart by South. Double, which I said was either five spades or a bad hand in any four spade. Redouble by North, just showing values. Three clubs by Zach. Three diamonds by South. Five clubs by Michael Rosenberg, another pressure bid. And
Yeah.
North chose five diamonds. So you can't blame him
Okay.
with Queen Fifth. And
Yeah. Reasonable.
so now North South went minus 100 at the other table. And it
We're
looks
gonna go
like,
minus 100 here too.
well, North South is going to go plus
We're gonna
100
go plus
here,
100, sorry.
correct? Yeah,
Yes.
so
The same teams will go down.
this will be a pickup for Rosenthal. And that was a quick claim there. And we'll see four imps back to Rosenthal. So breaking the slight trend of upward trajectory for the Wolfson team. Let's see the
Yeah.
last chance to excel this segment, Michael.
So let's see, what's the difference right now? It's
It is 82, right?
82, you're right. Math and talking at the same time. All right.
Well, that's like what Shane used to say to our friend Justin. No math in public. It's going to be it. It's not good enough for Michael's here, is it? No, just two diamonds. Yeah. Not a great hand, but very lovely shape.
Well, the funny contract here is three no trump, which is cold.
Yeah. Can I tell you the auction at the other table, though?
Yeah.
Three clubs by North, which can't hate on that, right? That's the different type of three clubs. That's a good shape there, at least. Vulnerable, who knows? But then it went double by Zach Grossack, pass four hearts by Michael Rosenberg. Fair.
Yeah, I mean it's
And you can see what the play is
you
going
know
to be.
Trump is a strong heart raise. This is uh Jacoby-ish or Jordan-ish for those of you who play those sorts of things. This
Yeah,
is a
four heart
popular
limit plus.
adaptation. Another expert convention. This one might eventually trickle down. Uh, I teach a lot with Robert Todd, and one of his favorite things to say is 2-no Trump is a useless bid. You'd never want to play in 2-no Trump. And so we use 2-no Trump as a lot of conventions.
Take a look. Four clubs, fit jump.
Okay. That might talk Chris out of a sacrifice because Singleton Queen of Clubs is not such good news.
Sure, and he knows maybe he can get a little stuff done on defense here as well.
In
Although
fact, they can.
he can't really love his chances of getting too many diamond tricks, if any. But
Well, now the defense is nothing. So now,
right.
even if he leads the ace,
He
that was the
did
question,
it.
whether he was going to go for five diamonds. Now West is going to hit this, I believe.
And they can't make it. There it is. That's a pickup for Wolfson in this last set,
Well, let's
board as
see.
well.
I mean, it's not so much that they're going to beat this by. They're going to,
They have, but they're beating it. They're going the right direction.
yes, they can
North
take.
South went plus in the other room, and East West is definitely going plus here.
So in diamonds, they can untangle everything eventually. So he can play the queen of clubs and, you know, play a spade at some point and get some of his pitches.
Yeah, unfortunately for the South player here, they're just going to lose 3 tricks. They have to lose that heart, the spade, and
Well,
then eventually the diamond.
there's some weird handling stuff.
Yeah, maybe more. Exactly. They're losing at least.
Um,
And that'll be, life for Wolfson here to some degree. They're still way, way behind. And in
um,
fact, they're still
and I
gonna.
suspect this might be a call about whether they're playing the last.
Agreed. And I think at this point, this is another segment down. Even with this result, they're still going to lose this segment by about 10 or something. So they haven't really won a segment since the last segment of yesterday, and that was a 3 imp victory after getting pasted by 40 the segment before. So psychologically, you would have to say that the Wolfson team is not in a great place at this point, unfortunately for them. But as you discussed, most of these players, in fact, I think all of them, have life for the seniors. So there's a little bit more bridge to be played for all these guys. If they do choose to withdraw, that is. It's not going to be 82. It's going to be probably something like mid 70s is the number. So and if we don't see you for the final segment, we will see you again for some of the mixed action.
Well, that was my mother who does not know whether this is over. So my guess is that they're playing the last set.
Okay. So your guess is they are going to play the last set. I see. Okay. Because they have a short break, and we'll see it. We'll see it afterwards. Actually,
So a common switch here might.
the USBF site would probably have something up there as well.
Although the clubs come home, so it's hard to say. I think they're just going to go down 1, which is a pickup of 300, but 300 puts them back in that range of possibility.
In fact, I'll give you the final score now that we have it. I'm just looking at the USBF site. The final span in this last segment was 32 for Rosenthal, 26 for Wolfson, which leaves the margin at exactly 75. So 75 is the number that Wolfson would need in the next 15 boards, and I don't see any withdrawal or anything noted here, so I think they are going to play that last segment.
Yeah. It's a lot, but not.
It is, and I tell you what, if it gets close, I'll jump back on and bring it to you live, folks.
I'm gonna go get my daughter a haircut.
Oh, beautiful! I'm sure she is going to look lovely. Michael, always a pleasure for you to join, and thank you all for watching this bridge with us. Rosenthal ahead, but Wolfson has a little bit of light at the end of this segment here for them. So we'll see if they can make a game of it. They're going to really need to come out really tough in those first several boards to give them a chance, and we'll see if it happens. Michael, thanks so much.
Good luck to everyone, and we hope everyone has. And I'm just rooting for everyone to have a good time.
Exactly. Everyone play well. Everyone have a good time, and we'll see you in Denmark. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you.